So I just did one of those body scan things, and I have some words for a previous doctor of mine who told me that my ideal weight as a 6'5" man should be right about 180 pounds. And I told her that can't be right because that's what I weighed when I was 12. And she insisted, though, based on BMI, that's what it would take to get me to a healthy range. Based on this scan, in order to get down to that ideal weight of 180 pounds, I would need to have 0% body fat and to lose 15 pounds of muscle. In fact, based on the data I now have about my personal muscle and skeletal mass, in order to get down to 15% body fat, which by all metrics is considered extremely healthy. If I were to get down to 15% body fat, I would still technically be considered obese. Now, that's not to say that I am in peak physical condition right now. I clearly am not, but this is a reminder that BMI is a trash statistic for judging your overall health. And if you have a doctor that is also insisting that it is the end all be all, I'd highly recommend you get a new doctor.
Teach him what exactly? If we're talking strictly about BMI and what these guys said in relation to it, he's, well, for the most part, spot on. BMI formula is strictly based on your height and weight while completely disregarding body composition, and as such, it's a flawed and outdated indicator of pretty much anything. Just to quickly put things into perspective for you guys, based on the BMI and my morning weight, I'm basically overweight while rocking straight fluids, while having virtually no subcutaneous fat. And based on some fat asses in my comments, I look small as fuck. BMI was never designed or intended for people who have muscle or lift weights. I'm guessing the reason why this guy says I should teach him a thing or two is because there's a pretty high chance the guy in the video is overestimating the amount of muscle he carries by a long shot. Because if he's not actually doing some type of resistance training, lifting weights, chances are he would actually need to get to 180 pounds to get to that healthy body fat range. At 6'5", yes, because he probably doesn't carry nowhere near as much muscle as he thinks. And to be fair, I've seen and even coached some guys who were 6'5", so approximately my height, and they had to get to 180 pounds approximately, sometimes even 170 pounds to get a single-digit body fat. And they actually looked pretty good. They looked muscular. Because to be 180 pounds at 6'5", at a single-digit body fat, you actually need to carry a decent amount of muscle. So when this guy said he would need to lose 15 pounds of pure muscle tissue and get the 0% body fat, his math was definitely off. Again, when it comes to BMI and what he said, he's 100% right, but it's clear this guy isn't in a good shape. I mean, he openly admits it himself. But it's also clear he painfully overestimated the amount of lean tissue, amount of muscle tissue he carries, and at the same time underestimated the amount of body fat he carries. One more thing he's also 100% spot on is when he said if your doctor is using BMI as an indicator or gives you advice based on your BMI, yes, you should definitely find a new doctor.